Hi everyone, Brian Gatens here, Subaru Canada Adventure Racing World Championship, a team I've had the honor of speaking to numerous times. 4 Hour Fuel always makes for a good conversation. We're delighted to have them here. They have a 10th place finish here at the Subaru Canada Adventure Racing World Championships. So thank you for a conversation. Thank you for your patience. I know that we had people stacked up behind you, so you've been waiting. You finished several days ago, right? And sometimes when a team finishes, you talk right away with them. And it's almost like they're still processing it and they're still wondering about it. And then sometimes they've had a couple days to catch their breath and think a bit about it. You're on the catch your breath stage of things. So the first question I like to bring up is, as a team, as you sit back and you think about the race, what are your thoughts on the race, how it went, how the team performed?
I think it went okay. We had, we started, everyone were trained properly. We were ready for that race. We had high expectation, and unfortunately, after the really nice single track in Pemberton, we had a bike mechanic which caused us to fall behind quite a bit. We lost about 40-45 minutes to fix the problem, and after that, we had a really hard time to trying to catch up
a little bit
with the leaders, and those are the first 5 or 6 teams that end up winning. The first 6 or 7 places are so strong. So when you fall behind, trying to catch them is tough.
Right.
So. We tried as best as we could, and we end up not making the day zone.
Yep, the construction hold.
The construction hold, exactly, which put us behind quite a bit. And
on top
eventually,
of the mechanical. So you had the mechanical, then you fight to get back, and then the construction. That must have been so hard. As a team, you've just managing that must have been really difficult.
Yeah, it was quite harsh, but we kept good hope, but eventually we also realized that we would get cut on the second dark zone, which put us like
even further back.
Back.
Okay.
Yeah, 19 hours.
Right. Okay. Take the microphone.
It was about 19 hours of dark zones
for
us at the first half of the race.
Right.
So having a bike mechanical of 45 minutes, 1 hour, it's nothing in a regular race without
where there's flow like that, right?
Exactly. So it was hard to swallow the pill and say, oh, they could have made some little changes to avoid this gaps, and because it created this breakthrough for leader teams and then all the others.
Right.
Example, they could have started the race 2 hours earlier, so most of the team would have passed that day zone.
Right.
So, and then you can have some
adjustments along the way, and then it gets complex though because there's transitions and there's areas and there's all these different pieces, and the hard thing is piecing a course together like this, like with 15 indigenous lands, 53 separate permits. Yep. It's so hard to connect those dots. But to your point, that you take a mechanical on top of a dark zone, on top of a construction hold, next thing you know, it's 19 hours. And it's so frustrating because, 4 Hour Fuel is such a strong team. You're like a coiled spring, right? You just got to get out there in the course.
And at this point, our card was, okay, we rest more, we sleep more.
Right.
We're going to go faster in all the next legs.
Gotcha.
Which I think we did a good job at it.
Oh, very much so. I mean,
the
distance you closed was significant.
Yeah, so we banked on that when we kept hope that we could catch up the leaders.
Right.
But again,
and Alex, to that point, Alex, it appears a lot of teams have spoken about how when they get to the second half of the course, the race kind of took off for them. Right, when they left the construction hole behind, they left the dark zones behind, they got into the mountains. All of a sudden, the race just began to flow. Was that your team's experience?
Yeah, I guess so. We hit the mountains. We liked the mountains. So for us, it was still a bit difficult to kind of cope with everything. But no, we were we're still pushing it, still trying to make the best out of it. And but the course was, it kept being more difficult as well in some perspective, especially on the track. And I mean, we just tried our best, but we were quite far behind. So it was hard, but at least we were catching glimpse of other teams in front.
Just enough for them to sort of keep the appetite.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So we kept hoping that we would just trying to make our best and hope that they make a mistake or something. But so in the end,
you epitomize a really important lesson for a lot of beginning adventure racers, right? Who are into the sport and they're learning about it. And when a team at your level, what you're verbalizing, you're talking about is that you can't necessarily control what's going on around you, but you can control your team dynamic, your attitude, and your effort, and you make the best you can out of it, right? And that's a big thing we talk with beginning racers, is that's all you can control, what you can control, and leave the rest behind. Yeah. And then you climb through the race.
And that's something we did, I think, very well.
Yeah.
We never stopped pushing hard. We never had any moment where we decided to slow down or take it easy or we pushed the entire way.
Right.
And we saw it at the end. Like, we pushed so hard on that bike that we catch the team in front who was at least an hour ahead of us.
Yeah.
And just on that last bike, like that 4 or 5 hour bike, we made up 1 hour.
Your tracker was fun to watch because you were making bigger and bigger. Every time it refreshed, it was getting closer and closer and closer. You could see how hard you were working.
Yeah. So even we started that by saying, "Oh, it's impossible to catch the team in front."
Right.
We kept pushing as hard as we could.
And eventually, you begin to see their tail lights. The next thing you know, all of a sudden you capture and you pass them.
Yeah.
It must have been very much for a big macro, big experience. That's a micro victory we're seeing along the way. You felt that. So to our men on the end there. So we always ask the same question of the end, because this is what fascinates our viewers and our listeners. Whenever we see somebody who does not adventure race, they always ask about sleep strategy. How long did they sleep? How long did they go? Now, I know that you had your dark zones. So you probably had too much sleep. But what was the team's sleep strategy going into the race?
Our strategy normally is, I think most teams race through the entire first night. That's not typically a problem for any teams out there. And then when you hit the second night is where teams have all sorts of strategies. There's teams that try and go through a second night without sleep. We typically, in a race with no dark zones at all, we're probably sleeping about 90 minutes each night after that first night. In a race like this, it gets a lot harder. So we ended up having a 2.5 hour sleep roughly in the morning on day 2 while we were at that construction hold. That's not a time we would ever sleep in a race. And then at that point, we're looking at how difficult it's going to be to make it through before the dark zone on the Thompson River. So then we tried to race through night 2 with no sleep at all. But we were starting to slow down in the middle of that trek up in those pasture lands. We were moving really well, but when we got sleepy, we realized we had so much trek left that it was going to be beneficial to do a short sleep. But instead of 90 minutes, we just kind of made a decision while out there. We're going to try a 30-minute nap. I didn't sleep hardly at all, but it still was nice to close my eyes. I think everyone else slept, but when we got up from that, we were moving much faster than before, even though it was a short nap. So it's hard when you have to adapt like that, but I think we did a good job. And then we pushed really hard to the Thompson River, did not make the dark zone. We got over 9 hours of sleep there. So then again, we pushed through the entire night following that with no sleep at all, and actually moved really, really well all night long. But that's something we never would do in a normal race, but we just had 9 hours. So this race, our sleep strategy just kind of went out the window very quickly. And then the final night of the race, when we were really moving, trying to catch up on that final bike stage, we were moving really, really fast. As soon as we started to slow down, we saw how much of the stage we still had left. We had probably 2.5 maps out of the 5 or 6 for that stage. I think 6 maps, so we were only like a little over halfway.
we made the decision to take a 10-minute nap, which
Right.
doesn't seem like much, but again,
Right.
once we woke up, we were moving probably twice as fast.
That always fascinates non-adventure racers, that a 10-hour nap, and we've all done that by the side of the road, right? You kind of lay together, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's a brand new day, and off we go.
We got almost nothing out of our packs. We just
Lay in the ground.
grabbed bivvies and kept like bike shoes on and just jumped in, started the timer for 10 minutes, and then jumped back on our bikes because we're, still trying to catch this team ahead of us. But I think we made that 10 minutes back very quickly. And I think that's something we've probably all learned in other races. It's hard sometimes in those moments when your pace is slowing down, but you're also really sleep deprived. It's sometimes by the time you realize that you're slowing down, you've actually been slowing down for hours.
Right. When the brain catches up to the body.
And you don't want to stop to sleep because in your mind, you're like, no, we're trying to catch that team. And it's better to be moving at all than be laying on the ground.
Yeah. With the twins at home, you don't know. Your sleep strategy is raising twins.
Yeah. But yeah, that 10-minute sleep, I think, is what gave us that final boost to catch Black Hill.
Good. We always like to give teams an opportunity to mention the sponsors and the supporters that get them here. Is there anybody specifically you want to mention is supporting the team to make it able for you to race?
I mean, for me, it's my family, my wife and kids, Emily, who has done most of the races I've done with me. Just the last 2 years, for obvious reasons, with 10-month-old twins, Desmond and Esther. She hasn't been racing, but she's been a big supporter. And
so I should expect to interview Desmond and Esther in 17 years?
Yeah,
right.
Hopefully. They've been my training program this summer, too, as I push them up hills in the stroller. It's a heck of a workout.
Wonderful.
We're part of the Ben Racing for our fuel crew, so obviously we're thankful for Ben Racing support through the year. We always we're happy to we're a big band of friends and just having fun together.
Yep.
And also we're always thankful for our families and friends that are always super fans, trying to help and be there and just supportive. So
great. Well, thank you. Well, obviously, as Canadians, this is your homeland, and it's a beautiful landscape for people to race across. How does that feel as Canadians to bring everybody here? Three-quarters Canadians.
Yeah, I think we were very excited, and we did that race 3 times. We did it twice, you did it once. So we knew the potential of this area. We were excited to show our country to other people, and it was also our chance to perform well, because we know typically we perform better in our type of forest and terrain. Even if we're from the East Coast,
right.
like we know this type of
Still
forest.
your backyard.
Like we're not good in South America where it's super hot and like jungle.
Well, it's funny.
and
In Ontario. It's funny. So our teams from South America was saying it was so hot up here. That was that's other interviews have talked about that.
And when it was super cold, we're like, oh yeah, we know
We're
they
home.
are suffering more than us.
Estonia was in heaven. Like, we're good. The Finns were fine.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's why we're okay with our 10th place. But I think we would have liked to, as Canadians.
Right.
Yeah.
You brought a very high level of national pride into the race. Your training's very strong. Your 4-hour fuel, right? And so going into the race, you probably had a higher set of expectations, and then obviously the race sometimes just turns against us, right? And it's very frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, I have a bit of mixed emotions because we had really high expectations. I mean, top 10 was like the bottom of our objectives, so we kind of that's why we're okay with it. But I mean, our real objective was definitely the podium,
right?
And it kind of fell really quickly, and so that's why I feel a bit. Yeah, I can't say I'm super happy, and I feel that. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the course and everything, but I mean, at the same time, I think the course. I mean, especially for a world championship, there's a lot of like debrief about the course and about the logistics that I believe will have to happen.
Worthy of conversation. Okay.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, two things can be true at the same time, right? You can be pleased with your top 10 finish and frustrated with your top 10 finish.
Yeah.
Those two things concur at the same time.
Yeah.
I recognize that. Want to close us out? Any final thoughts?
Boss? Any final thoughts? I came here on my country, and like Alex and the rest of the crew said, we came here to do maybe a top 5, something like that. And my plan was to retire after that race.
Okay.
But how many racers have you heard that says it's my last race and after I retired?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm kind of feel like a hunter. I'm hungry for blood, and I wanna go back at it. I don't know where I'm gonna end up being, but I'm not done yet. So.
Not done yet. Right. It's going to
We'll see.
Well,
We'll see what happens.
and just for the record, the sport is better for it. You do realize that.
What's that?
The sport is better for having you still racing. We don't want you to retire.
Yeah.
Your competitors may feel differently.
Yeah.
But no, the sport's happy for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, thank you for our fuel. Thank you for everything. Always pleasure to talk to you. Love seeing you on the course. Thank you so much for being here. Have a good day.